Blows my mind every time, blows my mind. It's not flowing, it's not flowing. Why isn't it flowing? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If you don't know me, my name is Aduke from Miss Dukes _XO over on Instagram. If you don't already follow me, go over and check me out on there. So in today's video, I am doing a second trimester must-have. Just going to go through my top items that I feel like is a must in your second trimester. So if this is the kind of video that you want to see, please keep watching. So first of all, I just want to say, if you are pregnant at the moment and you're in your first trimester and you're coming into your second trimester, let me assure you that the second trimester is just as good as they say it is. You will start to feel a lot better. You'll have more energy, you won't be as tired, you will not be feeling as sick. I know for a lot of people that sickness does carry on within the second trimester up until sometimes 16-17 weeks, but overall your sickness is going to ease, I promise you. I've spoken to a lot of people on Instagram and everyone's like, oh, when will this end? It does end, I promise you. As I am filming this, I am 25 weeks pregnant. In a few weeks I will be into my third trimester, but I thought now is as good a time as any to talk to you guys about what I've found has been helpful for this stage of pregnancy. Okay, so let's get started. So my first item, which I found to be really helpful, are pregnancy apps. I actually use the Pregnancy Plus app and I also use Baby Center. I really like Baby Center because it's got a forum. They're both really good apps for various things really. The Baby Center has a lot of information each week about the baby's progress, what is developing, what organs are developing, how big they are as in actual size. Obviously you don't know the size until you actually had scans and stuff, but on average it will tell you what size your baby is at the moment. My baby should technically be 1.3 pounds. So at this stage, that's what the Baby Center app is telling me, that's how much my baby weighs. It also tells you what your body is going through at each week, what changes are happening. It gives you advice. You've got little articles in there and everything. I just love it. I think it's brilliant. Also, I use the Pregnancy Plus app. Again, that one tells you, you know, what size the baby's at. You can have the sizing listed as fruit, sweets or animals. So at the moment, this Pregnancy Plus app says that my baby is the size of a papaya, which is crazy. Blows my mind every time, blows my mind. Also, it has a timeline of events. It kind of tells you at what stage the baby will start hearing your voice and hearing other people's voices and recognizing certain things and all of that kind of stuff. It tells you in this app as well. It's a really great app, you know, so definitely recommend that one. Also, the app actually helped me to find potentially my baby's name. Also, I found in the second trimester I was ridiculously thirsty all the time. Now in my first trimester I actually completely went off water and I really was very conscious and aware that I needed to drink more water for the sake of myself and my baby, but I just couldn't physically get it down. So in the second trimester I have found that carrying one of these everywhere you go is really helpful. So I've just filled mine up. I've got to admit I am still quite bad at drinking water, but one of these bottles is really helpful and it actually has the times on it as well. This bottle is from Princess Planning and the times is more like a guide really. And I find, especially if I'm sat at my desk all day, this little reminder with the times on just is really helpful. And also, fun fact, I didn't know this, but my mum told me that drinking more water in pregnancy is beneficial because it actually promotes good amniotic fluid. So that's always a win. We want to have good amniotic fluid, we want to have enough, and we want baby to be safe in there. So that is my number 2. So number 3, so these babies have grown, and they have grown to amounts that I just didn't think were possible. So people have recommended, and I would also recommend, which I haven't actually got myself yet, but a maternity bra. You can get maternity bras everywhere. You can get them on Amazon, H&M. You could go to somewhere like Bravissimo, which is where I am going to be going to get mine. So I have been told by the midwife not to not wear bras. So I have been wearing just these simple Primark bras at the moment. It's got padding in them. The straps are quite thin. They are adjustable though at the back. It's just for a little bit of support for now. But let me tell you, these are getting tighter, that's for sure. And yeah, these babies are kind of coming out of it. So I am going to go and get a better fitting maternity bra from Bravissimo, but that is, I would say, a must have. You want your boobs to be supported during the second trimester when they're growing at their most. So that is my next must have. Number 4 is going to be the products that I use for prevention of stretch marks. Now at the moment, touch wood, I do not have any new ones. I will stress, no new ones. However, I'm very prone to stretch marks just from growing, adolescence, just from gaining weight, losing weight, etc. I'm very prone to them. So I do have stretch marks already on my stomach, which are just expanding as my stomach expands. So there's no new ones, but the old ones are just kind of creeping up my stomach, which doesn't really bother me at all. I don't really mind about it, but I am still using a variety of products just to prevent any new ones from occurring. It may still happen, who knows. But anyway, let's tell you what they are. First one is an oldie but a goodie, is Palmer's cocoa butter, specifically for stretch marks. So it helps reduce the appearance of stretch marks. So that has been my go-to. Next, I've never heard this before, but since becoming pregnant, and this is so super dusty, that I heard that sweet almond oil is really good for prevention of stretch marks. So I picked this up from Amazon. It's so dusty at the moment because it's sitting in my bathroom. I've actually decanted some into another spray bottle so I can just spray it on after I've been in the shower. So yeah, that's why this is just sitting there gathering dust at the moment. This is the one that I use, and so far so good. I do use a variety, and it does depend on whether it's morning or night, but this is really, it's actually quite a dry oil, so it's not going to leave like residue all over your stomach and your thighs and things like that. So yeah, really like that one. Another product that I always use, and I've used it in the past actually, just on my face because I just think it feels really nice, is bio oil. This one though is quite pricey, that's the only thing. And I think for this size bottle it's about £10, and this is the 60ml, so it is quite pricey. So I do kind of tend to use this quite sparingly, and being like the stomach area, that's quite a lot to cover, so I will probably use this more on my boobs or on my thighs, like the top of my thighs, somewhere else that might be prone to stretch marks. So that is another one that I use. And the final one that I use, I've heard so many things about this, and I feel like this is really like a social media type product. I saw it on social media and I thought, you know what, I want to try it. So it is the brand Mamma Mia. So that is one that I am using at the moment as well. This is the tummy butter. I actually got a package and it came with various other things which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So far I'm really loving this. It doesn't have a fragranted smell. It just has, it's almost like a lemony kind of smell actually going on in there. So it's nice, but I just find it really is nice to just massage into the stomach after you've had a shower or a bath, put your PJs on, go to bed, and it just all feels really nice. So they are my top must-haves for stretch mark prevention. As I mentioned, I did get a package from Mamma Mia So it came with a few other things as well, which I swear by. The first one being this Nipple Balm, and oh my god, TMI, I'm very sorry. If your nipples are extra sensitive and sore, this is the product for you. And one thing that I'm really upset about is the fact they don't do it in a bigger size. This is a 30ml and it may as well just be a tester, because I've looked on their website and they don't do a bigger size, and that's really disappointing because this has been my saviour. So for your babies, the two babies at the top, a Nipple Balm is a saviour. The next thing, which is related to that, is also a boob tube. That is what they call it, pregnancy boob tube. So I just rub this on again, just as part of like a evening routine really. I don't really use it during the day, but I do use it in the evening, and it's just a soothing cream really. That is another thing. So product number 6 is possibly one of the most useful things you could ever want to get. I can't even get the whole thing in because it is huge, but it is this pregnancy pillow. Oh my god, I said to my friend who is not pregnant, everyone who's anyone, pregnant or not, should have one of these. It literally feels like you're having a hug, and that is perfection at night. I've seen a lot of pregnancy pillows where it's just one length or one side that's kind of like the length of your body or the length of your bed, but mine folds. I can't even really show you it properly, but I literally will put this on the bed and I will sleep in between the two. I will put one leg over one end and have this like the bottom end in between my legs basically, and I just snuggle into it, and it just feels really protecting. I feel like my bump is protected. Having the other side here stops me from rolling onto my back, because as you may know, sleeping on your back or lying on your back is actually considered to be quite bad, because the weight of the baby can be leaning on a nerve or a blood vessel that leads to your heart. So they recommend you not sleep on your back. So this stops that from happening, and oh, it's just the best purchase I have made in my second trimester, especially when your bump starts to grow. So definitely recommend one of these. I actually got this from Online for Baby. I will leave the link in the description box so you can check it out, and it was really inexpensive. There's no need to spend however much some of the other brands are that I've seen. There's no need to spend that much. This was about £15–20, so bargain. So the next few items are almost pretty much related to the same thing. If you're like me, so I've actually developed PGP, which is pelvis girdle pain. I actually developed it really quite early in my pregnancy, and I've just been told, and I don't know the facts behind this, and I'm really hoping this is not going to be true, that when you have this so early in pregnancy, it generally means that you're going to have a big baby. Now I have to get this baby out, so I really hope that that's not the case. But anyway, I developed this really early, probably at around 13–14 weeks, and I'm now 25 weeks. So I mentioned it to the midwife, and she has referred me for physio. So physio, they've sent me some exercise and things like that to do, but also one thing that they did send me was this delightful looking pregnancy belt. Now I don't know if anyone knows or if anyone's aware, but I pre-pregnancy was running maybe about 5k every few days in a week, and the midwife actually told me to stop running and just to walk. So when I spoke to physio, they said basically just to wear this really when you're going for walks, because walking can really cause havoc with my pelvis. So this is also another must-have if you are suffering from PGP. And if you don't know, PGP is basically where your pelvis, your bones basically soften to prepare before birth. That's basically it. But as it's softening and everything's moving around, it can cause a lot of pain. Sometimes I do feel a lot of pain, sometimes it's not that bad, but this delightful looking gadget is supposed to help. So there we go. If you're struggling with PGP, speak to your midwife and get referred for physio and they'll help you out. Another thing that's kind of related that I found is like starting to help me as well with PGP pain is yoga. I started doing yoga. I've been meaning to do yoga for a long time during pregnancy. I used to do yoga before when the gyms are open, etc, etc, but obviously had to stop when the gyms closed. And yeah, now that I've had to stop doing my exercising, which is my running basically, I have picked up doing yoga. I just do a free one from YouTube, which is about 10-15 minutes long. You can get longer ones that are 20-25 minutes, but I tend to just quickly do them in the morning before work, and so 10-15 minutes is generally enough for me. I find it really helps in the morning with that initial pain. So I would do that in the morning, and yeah, it definitely helps. So if you're struggling, or even if you're not struggling, yoga, pregnancy yoga is really good. I'm really pleased that I've just now started to pick this up, and yeah, I'm loving it so far. So that's another must-have as well. And my final must-have for the second trimester is maternity clothing. Now, I am not blessed with being able to eat whatever I want and not gaining weight, and now that I'm pregnant, I am that person that is eating whatever I want. If you follow me because of Slimming World, please don't judge, but I am not 100% on Slimming World. I'm just going to put it out there. Sorry to my consultant if you're watching, but I am eating pretty much what I fancy. So because of that, I know I'm going to gain. But I also know that I'm going to lose it. When baby girl is here, I'm going to lose it all. So as well as the baby, I am pretty sure I am gaining weight. So I have already, I don't know when people normally purchase maternity clothes, but I have been testing out a few different brands to check out their maternity clothing, and I am a convert. I am sold by it. I really am loving some of the maternity wear. This is actually maternity wear from Shein. If you haven't checked out any of my hauls, I'm going to leave a link to them in the description box below, so you can go and check those out. But maternity wear, I find, is so comfortable that I think I would wear it not pregnant. So there's definitely one of those things that I would check out, and it's probably a must-have in your second trimester, especially if your bump's growing quite quickly. It's definitely worth at least checking out. I know a lot of people just tend to size up in their clothing, but I think the good thing about maternity wear is the additional stretch around the stomach to allow the bump to grow, and that is the bonus of maternity wear, which gotta admit I'm really loving. So yeah, let me know if there's any other brands that you know of that I can check out, and I would be more than willing to test some maternity ranges from different brands. So I think that's about it from me and my second trimester must-haves. All in all, second trimester is a winner. Even with my pelvis pains, I am loving this trimester. It's definitely better than the first. It is as good as they say it is. So if you're there or you're almost in your second trimester, enjoy it. I am going into my third trimester in a few weeks, and yeah, I've heard that one's not as good as this one, so I'm going to enjoy my last few weeks in the second trimester. But for now, I'm going to love you and leave you. Don't forget to go and check me out on Instagram. I'm going to leave the details here. Like and subscribe, guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.